Picture a CEO confidently steering their company until a single leadership misstep sends shockwaves through the entire organization. Today, we're diving into how one critical failure can forever reshape a leader's reputation and even their very approach to leadership.
That scenario isn't just hypothetical, it's something I've seen unfold firsthand. I'm excited to share the insights I've gained from navigating that kind of crisis and why those moments matter more than we realize.
We're talking about leadership failures that don't just bruise egos, but trigger deep transformation. By the end of this episode, you'll understand how one mistake can rewrite both perception and practice.
To guide our conversation, let's break it down. We'll explore how these failures happen, why they impact culture so deeply, the personal toll on leaders, and most importantly, how recovery is possible.
Let's start with what actually causes these seismic failures. Often, it's not just one bad decision. Instead, it's a series of missteps that snowball, right?
Absolutely. It might begin with ignoring feedback, underestimating risks, or taking shortcuts on communication. Suddenly, that small oversight grows into a crisis. Last year, I watched a leadership team lose trust because they brushed off a warning sign.
That reminds me of how fragile trust can be. When leaders fail, the breach isn't just procedural, it's emotional. People feel betrayed, and that ripple can reach every corner of the company.
And what's wild is how quickly that shift happens. One day, the leader is respected. The next, they're fighting to regain credibility. It's like a domino effect the moment trust erodes. Everything else starts wobbling.
The fallout isn't limited to the leadership circle. When a leader stumbles, the company culture often reacts in unexpected ways. What changes do you notice first?
The tension creeps in almost instantly. Suddenly, people second-guess decisions, gossip ramps up, and teams fragment. I've seen high-performing groups shrink back, afraid to take risks after a leadership failure.
Funny you mention risk-taking. That hesitation can stifle innovation, right? Teams stop pushing boundaries and focus on survival instead.
Exactly. The culture transforms from proactive to defensive. Instead of learning from mistakes, people scramble to avoid blame. It's one of the most damaging shifts you can witness after a failure at the top.
Let's pivot to the leader themselves. What does that kind of public failure do to someone, not just professionally, but personally?
It can feel devastating. I've seen leaders wrestle with shame, isolation, and self-doubt. One CEO confided to me that he couldn't sleep for weeks after his big mistake. It haunted him both at work and at home.
That vulnerability is rarely talked about. It's easy to assume leaders just bounce back, but the weight of responsibility is immense.
True, and the struggle often goes unseen. Leaders may put on a brave face, but behind closed doors, they're dealing with anxiety, regret, and sometimes a crisis of identity.
After a failure, some leaders crumble, while others rise stronger. What makes the difference? How can a leader actually turn crisis into growth?
Owning the mistake is step one. But real transformation comes from listening, rebuilding trust, and being transparent about lessons learned. One leader I know held open forums, sharing what went wrong and how to fix it. That honesty sparked a cultural reset.
That kind of openness must feel risky, but it can be powerful. It's almost like leaders have to reinvent their style, become more authentic, and more responsive.
And that shift is contagious. When teams see their leaders vulnerable and committed to change, it inspires everyone to learn and adapt. Recovery isn't about perfection, it's about progress and connection.
Let's wrap up by highlighting what we've learned. First, leadership failures can ignite massive organizational change and reshape culture in unexpected ways.
Second, the personal impact on leaders is profound. It's often a mix of emotional struggle and deep self-reflection, not just a professional setback.
Third, recovery isn't just possible, it can spark real growth. Leaders who face their failures openly can rebuild trust and drive lasting transformation.
If you're leading or aiming to your action step is this: embrace transparency after mistakes. Invite honest dialogue and use each setback as a springboard for improvement. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, keep leading with courage.